we go. At the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the road, here we go, here we go.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Alex and Smooth Show. It's your boy Jay Smooth, and you know I got the homie to the left.
Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to the show. I am Alex. We cover current events in MMA, and we do our picks for the fights coming up this weekend. So stick around, and let's hang out for a little bit, all right?
And lastly, what we always do is provide great content.
Let's do it. Let's do it, man. Dude, we'll talk about great content. I know you've seen the Terminal List. I think I'm saying it right. The Terminal List?
Terminal List,
With Chris Pratt. Man, the pots and twists. I don't want to spoil it for anybody. You know, I don't want to turn anybody away. But, man, if you have not seen it, watch it. It's worth watching. It's only 8 episodes, too.
That's the sad thing about it. There's only 8 episodes. And, my question, and it won't spoil it for everybody, is do we really even need a season 2?
Oh, I think so. I don't see why not. Because not only that, it's like...
It's just one of those shows that kind of just like tied the knot with every shoelace that was open, and it kind of just, I don't know, like it left me content. And I'm not saying I don't want another season. I'll definitely take another season. It just kind of just ended on a perfect note for me.
I think so. But you could also go in the route of like conspiracy theories, and I feel like, this last couple of years you had a bunch of them. So I mean, you could create so many plot stories, a bunch of
when you put it that way, we can run that.
Yeah, especially, I mean, for this show, I feel it would be perfect. I feel it would, if it's right in with everything that happens. And I don't want to give it away, the first episode, man, pull the heartstrings.
Yeah, I binge watched. I think I finished it in 2 days.
Oh, you know which other one I started? God, what's his name? What's Thanos' name? The actor, Josh Brolin.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Okay. Josh Brolin, Outer Range. Dude, that's the next one you got to watch on Amazon Prime.
All right. Yeah, if you say to give it a chance, I'll give it a shot.
Give it a chance. But, dude, a bunch of stuff. We haven't been back in a few weeks. And first and foremost, I want to give Jalen Turner a big shout out. Congratulations. I know we were supposed to have like a podcast, but things fell through. And, yeah, man.
Congratulations on the ranking. Congratulations on the 45-second finish. And congratulations on solidifying what everybody already knows, bro, is that you're on your way to the top.
Dude, he's 1 or 2 more fights of getting that title shot. 100%.
You know what's funny? And this is going to be a perfect segue into the next thing, but we don't have to quite transition yet. We'll fill it out. The ranking system is quite interesting in the lightweight division. Jalen Turner, ranked number 14. Conor McGregor, ranked number 12.
Yes, sir. But Conor ain't gonna take Jalen because I feel like
because he don't want the smoke.
He don't want the smoke,
bro. 6'3", 6'4", bro. Jalen would have
Conor's what 5'10" or something like that
on a good day.
Yeah. So I just think that would be too much too soon for him. But speaking of Conor McGregor, happy birthday! Today is your birthday.
Hey, you know what I always say about birthdays? Keep them coming.
Keep them coming, man. So happy birthday, Conor. But yeah, I don't think that's Jalen Turner's next fight. I do believe Gamrot, who just won.
Gamrot's a good fight.
Gamrot's a great fight. And check this one out. I know we're this could kind of go into the next transition, but Nate Diaz wants a fight ASAP. He wants a fight on his way out. I know Jalen Turner's a weight class below, but Jalen Turner's, will fight anybody any day, and I feel he deserves a big name, a big payday. Why not fight Nate Diaz?
That kind of gets the blood pumping a little bit.
You know what I'm saying? It gives you a big fight. Obviously, it's not in your weight class, but you're so big for your weight class where I feel like if Nate Diaz wanted to cut down,
I feel like Turner would adapt really well in the 170 division, especially against somebody like Nate Diaz who's willing to get punched in the face.
Exactly. And it's not going to be like, what you're getting into with Nate Diaz. So it's kind of like you already seen him fight. I feel like Jalen Turner is a huge prospect that, you have to give him a name next. If not Nate Diaz, I was thinking of another name, Tony Ferguson.
Tony Ferguson would be a great name to add to the resume as well. Now, stylistically, I do think that would present a little bit more confusion for somebody, because Tony in that division, I mean, he's just confusing to begin with, right?
Well, he's ranked way high. He's ranked higher than Jalen Turner. That's why I brought his name up.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just looking at it style-wise as well. It's definitely like an interesting fight. And, just like he said, any one of these fools can get it, and they're all going to eventually get it if they're still fighting. So, realistically, I see all them fights happening.
Yeah. The only reason why I brought up Nate Diaz is he wants a fight as soon as possible.
Right.
Jalen Turner's didn't get that injury. I believe there was one thing that he went in with an injury. He did mention that on the Ariel Helwani show. Right. But I feel like to fight Nate Diaz, you get the big payday, you get the name recognition, and you probably get headline a fight night. And Gamrot had already said that he wanted Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. So, you know what?
I mean, you won't get Wonderboy. How about get Jalen Turner?
Exactly. So, I don't know. Many possibilities.
I mean, I'm all for making these quick fights. It doesn't necessarily do anything for Jalen in the lightweight division, and I'm pretty sure his focus is going to be on getting that belt. But a name like Nate Diaz is going to be perfect to have in the pocketbook. Send him on his way, whether he wants to go to Bellator, BKFC, whatever this dude wants to do. It'd be nice to, be the guy who packs the bags and sets them outside for him.
Not only that, he gets the legend like Nate Diaz. You get the name. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where I'm like, you get the money fight pretty much.
The Red Panty Nights.
The Red Panty Nights. So that's what I would recommend. I'm like, yo, Jalen, if you want to, I feel like you could take that fight. It's, you do pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's gonna be, it's gonna be a stand-up fight. So,
well, let's speak a little more on the Nate Diaz drama against the UFC. So he spoke to the MMA Hour, Ariel Helwani, and he said, the biggest thing that could happen for me is to depart the UFC. That's the biggest thing in my life that I can do right now, and that's all I want to do.
So he just wants to get his bags and just dip out. And
right.
And this is where I'm kind of like, well, why hasn't he been offered a fight? Khamzat Chimaev, like, what's going on with that?
Well, it's so weird. It's like he said he accepted a fight. Well, I mean, not he accepted. It said he was offered a fight, and he was offered, the most money that he's ever been offered and anybody's ever been offered. But then, it's like, was that for the Khamzat fight, and like how much was it? But it looks like, let's read a quote that he said. So he says, I even fucking accepted a fight against Khamzat Chimaev, who's a fucking bad matchup, because he fucking holds on to everybody's leg for the whole fucking fight. He's brand as new, and they want me to make a star out of this guy who I don't fucking like, and he don't fucking like me.
Yeah, but he said he did accept it. So if the UFC said no, or it had to been Khamzat, because if Nate Diaz said yeah, why not run it? They also asked him, like, what do you think about Dustin Poirier? Because that fight was supposed to happen, and, it fell through.
The buzz around that was insane.
Exactly. So why not start that back up? But, Nate Diaz said otherwise. They said they're trying to give him Conor.
Yeah, so he says in quotations, the UFC don't want to let me out of this contract because they want me to fight Conor. They don't want me out without finishing that fight up. I'm not fighting Conor McGregor right now. Our timelines aren't matching up. You didn't fight me when you were supposed to fight me. I'm not fighting you right now. I'm supposed to bring you back to life before I go. You bring yourself back to life, and then I'll be back later. I got shit to do. I mean, look, for somebody who, smokes weed themselves, Nate Diaz made a pretty goddamn good point right there. Like, at the end of the day, he's got shit to do, and the timelines don't match up. I really agree with him on that point.
Yeah,
they're at two different pinnacles in their career, and
the UFC contractually has to give him a fight this year. They have to.
I think they do. I think they will put a fight together. It's just they're going to stall out to the 11th hour. They're going to make it a spectacle. It's going to be full of drama because that's how they get the attention and the eyes on it, and it works.
Yeah.
And speaking of drama.
Oh, let's get into this.
Jake Paul wants in on this as well. So he said, the ball is in Dana White's court. I've said that I'll fight Nate Diaz in the UFC for free. I think that fight could happen eventually, and if he gets out of his UFC contract, I'd love to box him. Nate wants that to happen. Obviously, Dana White is in control of all of those guys, and he won't let him out of his contract.
Man, I feel like that would be a big fight, especially if you have it in the UFC. It would be huge.
It would be definitely a more true test of a MMA fighter that can transition over towards the boxing side, because Nate Diaz does throw putazos, but I am really concerned because Jake Paul is 190 pounds.
Yeah, but Nate Diaz has fought bigger fighters as well, so it's.
I get it, but I mean, he weighs in at 190. He might even go up to 210. I don't know. It really concerns me because there's strategic reasoning as to who Jake Paul calls out, and I do kind of see why he would call for that fight, because Nate Diaz does like to get punched. I mean, he's willing to get punched. That's how he gets the motor started. You know what I mean? Yeah. So. I don't know. It's concerning.
If you were to give Nate Diaz his last fight, who would it be? Give me like 3 names.
Conor McGregor.
But he ain't coming back, so we know he ain't Conor.
Right, but I mean, story-wise, that would make the most sense.
It would make sense, yeah.
You could run back George Masvidal, because George Masvidal is not necessarily at the best point in his career.
And they had that first fight that ended in a cut. And Nate Diaz, most people felt Nate Diaz was kind of turning the tides, because he usually does in the later rounds, or could have.
I would say Dustin Poirier is probably a great fight as well, because I don't want to see Poirier fight at 55 unless it's for a title. And I think he should go up to 170 and fight there. And the buzz around that, I mean, it was just tremendous. I would love to see that.
That's actually the greatest pick out of all those 3. I think Poirier. They should finish with Poirier. If it's not Poirier, Khamzat, man, you guys should need to run that. I don't know what's taking.
I don't want to see that fight.
I would love to see that fight, because
stylistically, it just is not good for Nate Diaz.
Well, Khamzat was standing up with Gilbert Burns the entire time.
Yeah, but I just don't. I mean, I just don't like it. I feel like Khamzat will get him on the ground, and I feel like he'll get him standing up.
But Nate Diaz is a black belt black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, there's lots of black belts that still get tapped.
Yeah. Oh, man, I think you're underestimating Nate Diaz's jiu-jitsu.
I am a black belt in Taekwondo. You don't think somebody can knock my ass out? I mean, come on, bruh. I'm just being honest.
Oh, well, you got me there, man. So I don't know, but I think the Dustin Poirier fight, that would be a great one.
That is the great one.
All right. Well, they, because of that interview Jake Paul had on with Ariel Helwani, they asked him about Conor McGregor, and Conor McGregor just laughed. What did he say?
He said, "You've got 2 fights, and you've done 70K buys. You're a flop, kid, a nobody."
Ooh. And then Jake Paul came back with a video, and we're going to show you guys this. This is his response to that. Let me turn this up. Here we go.
Conor McGregor just tweeted at me because of this interview.
He has to get active again. Who knows when that's going to happen.
These are his tweets, and here's my response. Conor. You're more active on Twitter than you are in the octagon. Stop taking Trenbolone and start taking fights. You're more actively cheating on your wife than you are in the octagon. Your priorities are mixed up. Put down the bottle and get back to fighting. You haven't won a fight in 5 fucking years, and the last time you did was against Cowboy Cerrone, who hasn't won a fight against anyone since fighting you. I'm a nobody, you say in this tweet. Well, yeah, you're right. I'm just a fucking kid from Ohio. I really am a nobody, but this is where you fought your 6th fight.
There's literally 2 people in the crowd.
And this is where I'm going to be fighting my 6th fight. Madison Square Garden, the mecca of boxing. August 6th. I know you'll be watching, kiddo. Here's another fun fact. In your 18th fight, you made $150,000. In my 5th fight, I made $15 million. You want to talk about pay-per-view buys? Nate Robinson, $1.8 million. Ben Askren, $500,000. Tyrone Woodley 1, $500,000. Tyrone Woodley 2. No one even wanted to see that fight. And we got 200,000 pay-per-view buys. In the last 5 years, you've had 0 pay-per-view buys because you don't fucking fight. You have a lot to say about me, but I'm sharing millions of dollars with underpaid fighters while you're sharing hookers with Dana White.
Oh. Now, high key, I think that video's old. I think I've seen that before.
Oops, I'm sorry, Conor. I know your PR team is trying to hide that video. You shouldn't have fucked with me, Conor. This is my game. There's a new king in town. I'm running shit now. What's up, Conor? What's up? What's up? Last year, when I won Knockout of the Year, you were just getting knocked out. Fix your calcium deficiency, stop breaking your bones, and let's get in the fucking ring and make $200 million. Conor, no matter how you slice it, we're just not on the same level. I'm my own boss. Yeah, you made $100 million when you fought Floyd, but Dana took half of it. So no matter what you do or what you make, cut that shit in half. We went net worth for net worth. I would shit on you, Conor. Put the bottle down, get off of Twitter, get back in the ring, and shut the fuck up. I'm gonna put you back on a leash. Fuck you, Conor.
I feel like Jake is capping right there with the net worth statement.
What do you mean?
I don't think he's worth as much as Conor McGregor.
No, I definitely don't think that. But it's funny because
Disney don't pay that good.
He brings up some good points where this is his, sixth fight? And he's making...
I thought you were talking about the Trembolone. No, I'm just...
No. Yeah, Conor be looking like thick right now.
Yeah, but, a gorilla.
He made some good points where this is Jake Paul's sixth fight, and granted he had already an audience coming in, so he already has a fan base. But yeah, compared numbers compared to the fights, like his sixth fight to Conor's, he is pulling in the numbers. He is pulling people.
I'll say some crazy shit right here. I'll even start this. It is the fight to make for Jake Paul.
With him,
Jake
Conor?
Paul, Conor McGregor. It's the fight to make. Listen.
Okay.
Conor McGregor's legacy in MMA, one, can't get any better because it's already at a point where it's not going to. It's already on the downhill. It's already on the
decline.
Down the decline. That's the word I'm looking for. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Fool's gonna not take me seriously because I can't even put the word together. I feel like that is the fight to make because one, Jake Paul has unfortunately, the relevance and the movement of this, hype behind him. And Logan Paul still does too. I mean, these guys know what they're doing. It's only grown over the years. Yeah. And I feel like as Conor McGregor, as a big of a person, social media-wise as he is, that is a fight that he probably needs to take. I do think they can make up to $200 million for that fight. I think it'd be probably close to them Floyd Mayweather buys just because everybody wants to see who's going to win that fight. But let's keep it $100 here. Conor McGregor gets down to 145 pounds, 155. Jake Paul weighs 190, 195.
Well, even
they're two different sizes.
Conor at his heaviest, he was at the 170. Obviously, he has to put more weight on. But Jake Paul is the natural bigger fighter. He has to cut down to like 190, right?
Yes. And if we're talking stamina, Conor McGregor don't have the stamina at 170 to let alone fight at 190 as a boxer. So it really concerns me for that fight. But hype-wise, that's the fight to make.
I kind of agree. Yeah, I kind of agree with you.
It's Conor McGregor. It's Nate Diaz. It's, it's one of those two guys. It's a name like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe even a Dustin Poirier.
Well, Jake Paul had a fight lined up with Tommy Fury, and that fell through. Did he? Obviously you heard about this, right?
Yeah, there's some legal issues going on with
I thought
that.
It was like more of a visa thing where, first of all, it started as a visa thing where Tommy Fury couldn't come to the States.
Jake said that Tommy was in the States 4 weeks prior to that incident happening. What I heard, and this could be rumors or theories, is that the Fury family has some ties with some mob people over on that side, and there's some legal issues that are holding them up from being able to travel. I don't know the legitimacy. That's just what I've been, informed of from like all the articles and stuff that I come across.
I was watching the fighter and the kid, and he also mentioned that Tommy Fury's dad pretty much let it slip out that he wasn't ready for the fight.
Right, that he wasn't
in fight shape. So that could be another thing.
It's interesting that your own father would say something like that. So I don't know, and it doesn't do anything to like justify why the fight doesn't happen. It only makes it kind of worse.
It does, right? Because everyone was expecting Tommy Fury to go in there and win the fight. You're you're the
professional boxer.
You're the professional boxer here, and you can't make it to the fight, which is kind of
weird.
2
times.
Yeah. Well, the first one was what was it, back in 2020?
Yeah.
So I believe Granted, we couldn't, flights were a little different back then. So
Doesn't matter, bro. I'm just
All
saying.
right.
You may get to that fight, bro.
So
People
Jake,
get over here all the time. Don't get me started.
so who is it? The fight's on August 6th
Yes.
in Madison Square Garden. Headlined by Jake Paul versus Haseem Rahman Jr. And they also mentioned, because I was like, who is this guy? You have to kind of, see the background. He had close to, God, I'm going off of TFK, the podcast. I think he mentioned that they had, Haseem had over like 100 amateur fights or something like that.
That's what I heard as well. 12-1 professionally, but he's had over 100 amateur fights. And dude's a knockout artist. He's knocked out people before.
Right. Yeah, his knockout record is what, 6 KOs or something like that?
I'm not too sure. I didn't really educate myself too much, but I'm definitely going to tune into this fight. I didn't say I was going to pay for it, but I'm going to tune into this fight somehow.
Well, this is what's crazy because I feel like because everyone was saying Tommy Fury was like the real boxer. I feel like this guy has way more credentials under his belt. Like, obviously, I had to look it up, but it was just, I feel like this is going so far underneath the radar where I'm like, this is a real boxer that Jake Paul is fighting on such short notice when he's getting all these questions about Conor McGregor. I'm like, is he actually focused on, Haseem?
I do. I think so. I think he has the ability to focus as well as build the fights. This guy, he knows what he's doing. You know what I mean? And who's to say that he's even coming up with all this stuff? He could be having somebody, put together this stuff for him. Everybody has ghostwriters. Shout out to Drake. Nobody.
Did you see that video where they're actually training together and then Haseem was actually trying to go after Jake Paul?
Yeah, and I mean, look there's a reason why they made that fight. There's content there, and there's probably the potential for both fighters to win. And it's interesting. But my thing is, who's next? I feel like Jake Paul is going to get through this, and I feel like he's going to win, and I feel like he's going to win by a decision. He's not going to win by knockout. And I feel like he's going to end up fighting somebody else. I mean, I feel like this train's going to still keep on trucking, man.
This is short. I mean, this is the thing when I see a lot of short notice fights, right? When fighters take these short notice fights thinking they're going to win because they're the favorite or whatever. I mean, the underdog sometimes gets it, man. And
of course, yeah. I mean,
you can't count.
It's
you
a
can't
fight.
count them out.
It's a fight. No, I don't count them out. I just think that I just feel like it's not the right time for this train to derail.
Well, one thing to add to the conversation is that Haseem had mentioned that he was taking it easy on the fight because he was told to take when they were
Everybody
sparring.
knows what to say, bro.
I'm just saying.
Look, I got a good mouthpiece on me when I need it. So I'm just saying. At the end of the day, these guys both know what they're doing to sell this fight, and I feel like both fighters think they can win.
Yeah. It's exciting. I'm kind of more excited to see the Amanda Serrano fight.
Well, I'm not too familiar with who Brenda Caharabajal is. Mm-hmm. I think I said it right that last time. Caharabajal. But I am excited to see how Amanda Serrano bounces back from that loss from Katie Taylor, even though I thought it was a win.
And that was like a flip of a coin, to be honest, man. That fight was so good. I honestly thought they should have ran that back. I thought that was going to be their...
Eddie Earn don't want to entertain
I thought they were going to have the rematch in Ireland, though.
Yeah, that'd be on Katie's home turf. I think they're smart enough to know not to take that fight right now.
Yeah. But, you know what? It is what it is. I'm excited to see that fight, that co-main event. All right, man. Well, let's go into the fight this weekend. Brian Ortega versus Yair Rodriguez.
So, I'm going to come with some heat right now.
What? What were you going to say?
I think Ortega wins this stuff, no problem. I think he wins this fight, no problem. I feel like he chokes out Yair within the first round.
Oh, you think so?
First round.
Oh, he is a slight favorite. You know what, man? This one's tough because so the common denominator here is Max Holloway fought both of them. Max Holloway was able to put away Brian Ortega with the striking. Max Holloway versus Yair Rodriguez was a great fight of the night, back and forth fight. Max still got the better of him, but Yair had his moments in striking. So,
well, if we're using MMA math here,
okay,
Brian Ortega had Volkanovski in the most tightest hold he's ever been in his life. probably gave him actually the most run for his money.
That's true. That's
so,
true.
if we're using MMA math here, my MMA math equals Brian Ortega will choke the shit out of Yair Rodriguez because Alex Volkanovski is the champ, you know?
Yeah.
And he almost got him. He was about this far from getting him.
The only thing, man. So all right. So this is grappler. I feel like this is going to be grappler versus striker. You're striking, man, because it's so unpredictable. That's the only thing where I'm like,
It's true.
That's the one thing where I'm like, it could catch Brian Ortega, where Brian Ortega's striking is more traditional, I would say, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's the only thing where I'm like, wild card. So if Brian Ortega is going to win this, I have a feeling if he wins it, it's going to be on the ground. If Yair wins, it's going to be by fucking knockout or, by outstriking.
No, that's definitely how I see it too.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe I'm biased.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously we're Brian Ortega fans as well.
Right.
I like Yair Rodriguez, especially after that last fight. I mean, obviously the guys are both coming off losses, but man, I don't know. I'm kind of nudging a little bit on Yair's side right here.
I respect it.
I like Ortega.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Don't fucking kill me in the comments here.
Right.
But I like Yair for this one.
I respect it.
Especially if he's the underdog, kind of put a little money on that one. So
Yeah.
Co-main event, Michelle Waterson Gomez.
This is brand new, huh?
Brand new, man. She added the Gomez to the name. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Versus Amanda Lemos.
Yeah, Lemos. And this is going to be an interesting fight because Michelle Waterson has been away for some time. It seems like she's been working on the craft, mastering it. And Lemos is no joke, man. She's 11-2. She is coming off a loss, but she is. Oh wow, is she coming up in weight? Or is Michelle going down?
I think Michelle is going down in weight.
Well, that's awesome, man. Good for her.
And
She had to switch it up a little bit.
yeah, you know what, Amanda, because she got choked out, she got put to sleep by Brazilian champ, the one who picked up Rose, put on her head. Andrade, yes. So she got slept by Andrade pretty quickly. So, and Michelle Waterson had that, I want to say, was it her last fight with Angela Hill?
She did fight Angela Hill.
Yeah, she did. I want to say that was either her last fight or one of her last fights. And that was such a razor close fight. I remember that being like a fight night. The girls were going back and forth.
Right.
And they have Amanda being the big favorite as a minus 315.
Oy.
I don't know, man. You know what? She is probably the favorite, but I'm biased on this one. I'm going for Michelle.
It's kind of hard not to throw some money on Michelle Waterson.
Exactly. You know what? I'm biased. I love Michelle. I worked on her film. I did the graphics on her film. So you know what? I'm going for Michelle.
Yep, me too.
The other fight that I'm really intrigued on here, obviously you have, I'm not even going to attempt.
Li Jingliang.
Yes, you have that one. And Muslim Salikov.
You get an A for effort.
All right, man. That's exciting. Matt Schnell
versus Samuda Jury.
Yeah.
And that is actually a fight that Dana White says you should look out for, one of the potential fight of the nights. The next potential fight of the night, Shane Burgos versus Charles Jourdain.
Dude, I'm excited to see this one. Shane Burgos. Yeah, he always brings and delivers at fights, He's always coming to fight.
He's got the squabs.
What do you say? The putazos?
The putazos, a la calle,
yes.
para dentro, afuera.
But the fight I'm excited for to start off the prelims is Lauren Murphy versus Miesha Tate.
Yeah, now that fight, that was supposed to happen, I think, 1 or 2 cards ago, if I'm not mistaken.
It was supposed to be on the pay-per-view on the Adesanya card.
Yeah, this one here is going to be awesome. I'm going Miesha Tate.
Yes, me too, obviously. I think Miesha Tate should be able to get the win here, and she'll be next in line for Valentina Shevchenko. And Valentina, I don't know, her last fight, it felt like
scary.
It was scary because you realize it wasn't like she had holds, but you could tell, hey man, people are starting to catch up and try to figuring you out already.
There's 2 fighters that are undefeated.
Who?
Father Time and Mother Nature.
But yeah, man, Miesha Tate, dude, I have a feeling she could probably implement her wrestling, especially cutting weight and being the stronger fighter.
Yeah.
In most cases. So
Overall, better striker.
yeah, especially this is going to be her first fight in flyweight, right?
I believe so. Yeah, she's
So,
going down.
She's going down to flyweight. She should be the bigger fighter. She should be the stronger fighter. And with her experience, should be able to win this fight pretty decisively. But you know, MMA, it's crazy. You never know.
You don't
know. But you know what? Best of luck. I hope Miesha Tate wins.
Yep. Same.
All right, my guys. Well, enjoy the fights this weekend. We appreciate you guys being here.
And before we send you guys off, I might not be here the next time or the time after that because any day now, your boy's expecting his son.
Any hour. I predict. Today's Thursday. I have a feeling you're going to have their baby either tomorrow or in 2 days, 100%. So before we sign off, I want to say congratulations to you on becoming a dad. And you know what, guys? Send him some love, man. We appreciate it. I want to have some friends come over and fill in his spot. All right, guys. Well, until next time, we appreciate it. We love you. And deuces. Bye. Bye.
Here we go. At the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out.